This video is entitled, if you if you really love something, you love the things that you put your sacrifice, no, the things that you put your time into the most. That's what you love the most. You're willing to, something that you love, you're willing to give up something for it. You're willing to sacrifice for it, for the things that you really love. That's why in the Bible, things are called a sacrifice. A sacrifice means that you are willing to uh, let something go, the important things that you really need. You sacrifice the things that you love. Just like if you have a wife or family. I know I don't have that, no wife or no family and all that kind of stuff. But a lot, for those of the people that do, you know how you sacrifice for your girl. You wanna, like, you know what I'm saying, like a woman sacrificing for the person that she love, or the man. It go both ways, man. We sacrifice for things that we care about the most. That's why in the Bible it says that it spoke of that. Paul, the Apostle Paul, when he was writing to the lost tribes, the elect that turned and went to Gentile, went into the customs of America. He said that, saying, he said, the man who, a woman cares for the things of the world, how she may please her husband, and a married man cares for the things of the world, how he may please his wife and stuff like that. But a woman who is not married cares for the things of the Lord, how they may please the Lord God. That's how it goes. You know what I mean? So if you, the Bible said, if you marry, you carries. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that the person that you really with, you love them, you're gonna sacrifice for that, for something that you really like. Have you ever been in a situation like that, people, to where you had bills, you had the important stuff, and you just overlooked it all because you were so in love with what you really liked it? I think that's how it works when it comes to somebody that you feel that's into you, and you feel that you into them. If you really into something that much, you will be willing to you will give it up. That's why when they say Jesus, when he died on a stake or whatever, when he gave his life as a ransom for mankind, he gave himself, he offered himself as a sacrifice, meaning that he said, if it be thy will, let this cup pass from me. But he said, nevertheless, not my will, but your will. Let your will be done. That means he was willing to sacrifice himself. He gave up the earthly riches, is to, like, he loved us so much until he was willing to get to go through that pain. You see what I'm saying? Just like a mother or a father, if they love their children, they willing to, some of them will sacrifice their life for their kids. You see what I'm saying? A lot of them are like that. And I think this is a lot how, like, if you have a taste for something, it works a lot like that. Something that you really love, you're gonna make you'll spend more on it than what you thought you would. Because if it's something that you really like, and if it's something that if you determine to if you determine for something, you're gonna get it. You see what I'm saying? And that's how it works when it comes to anything that you like, marriage, whatever. That's how it works. That's really literally how life works. You see what I'm saying? You're willing to sacrifice for stuff that you know what I mean. Have you ever heard people say, man, you really don't need that? But in your mind, you listening to other people say that. But at the same time, it's like, at the end of the day, you still gonna have those thoughts in your mind, bro. So, you know, if you love something, I don't want that. Hold on, let me go on. Let me go in here in my room, because I don't want that. That I don't want them to be saying copyright and all that. So I know it's a news, but I don't want that. I just don't want it in my video. So yeah, if you love something, hold on, y'all. I hate when I kind of get distracted. I feel like I can do the best of video when I'm not that distracted like that. So hold on, I'll be back. Yeah. Yeah, something that you really like, you will put your time into it. Okay. I had to, and then again, I didn't have it plugged up, and I had to plug it up anyway. You see what I'm saying? I see my hair look like it. I hope it. I'm just hoping, man. It don't thin in too much. I like that. You know what? What I don't understand is that you notice that a lot of people lose their hair up here, but when it comes like to the back of their head or something like that, their hair don't go nowhere too fast. And I think that looks kind of odd and ignorant, like, you know what I'm saying? Come on. A lot of people like, man, I wish my beard cannot grow or something like that, that at least this hair keep growing. And you rather for this, you know what I mean? You walking around looking like a grandpa before you get sick. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's crazy, man. You be like, man, I don't want to be looking like no grandpa Earl. I'm too young to be looking like a grandpa. Because you have some grandpas and stuff. Like you hear some people say, "Ooh, girl, you look like they had some kids was eating a lot of candy, and this guy told his children, "Girl, you look like girl, you look like a granny." A granny, like an older person. You expect for an older person to like they have missing teeth and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And you be like, "Oh, girl, you look like a granny." You know, and so, man, I think that's weird, man. When you're not used to going around and having like your head, like you feel like half of your head been sliced off. You walk around with your, no, you have hair here. Like as far as here, you have hair around here. Like you somebody came and sliced your hair and cut your. You know what I'm saying? You don't walk around looking. It makes you feel incomplete and you sliced up and all that kind of on certain parts of your head you sliced up, or like somebody just came and just cut the skin and just sliced some of your hair off and got some just on the side. I think that looks so slouchy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. When you lose your that some people say, oh, it come with age and stuff like that. I understand, but it just seemed like you shouldn't, because you have a lot of old people. There's a lot of old people, man. They be older, man. I know some people. I know a man. He was like 95, and he still had a head full of hair. It was short. He kept it cut, kind of like not no clean head, like not like no. You know how some people shave their heads and smooth with no hair up there. No, it wasn't like that. It was like he cut it down real low. But it was bald, but it wasn't a smooth shave bald. You see what I'm saying? And he had a head full of hair. Sometimes I think he did grow this hair. His name was Brother Munley. This was like years ago. I used to like go to the nursing home and stuff like that. When I would visit the people in the nursing homes and stuff like that. I know I was talking about one thing, but I jumped on to something else. Forgive me. But he had a head full of hair, and he didn't have a spot lost nowhere. So I think usually a lot of men that gets older or something like that, and a lot of them that don't lose their hair, they have strong. Those people have, some people just have stronger genes than other people. You know what I mean? But some people go and get hair implants and stuff like that. I think our women of color, I think I think they do it more often we do, because I think that when they go and do it, men, I think for the most part, men be like, oh man, forget it, man. I ain't going around. I think a lot of us, for me, and I wish to overcome that shy. I'm real shy. I'm very shy when it comes to, because you don't know what the next person gonna think of you. And when I get around other people, it's like I'm a real shy person when it comes to being around people. A lot of people. A lot of people. I got that really bad. You see what I'm saying? And I think what really causes that too, what really causes me is to feel shy and really, you know what I'm saying, around a crowd of people. I think for the most part, it comes with, I guess, a lot to do with being rejected and not accepted to a degree. You know, not accepted. I'm not gonna blame it all on that. I'll just say to a certain extent. But for the most part, I think it comes with being rejected, not accepted, or whatever, or in the past, not feeling like that you was important or something of that nature. Um, or you feel, I don't know. These are things that that comes up in my mind. You know, and it's a thought that we think. It's what we feel. You see what I'm saying? It's like what I feel. You see what I'm saying? It may not be what the next person is thinking, but it could be what I'm thinking. You see what I'm saying? It could be just be me. I'm afraid. I think one of the things that I hate to say it, I think no, I don't like. I don't know. I'm kind of a little ashamed to say that. You know what I mean? And I was making a point with the men. Men, I think, like I said, we hide. I think we don't show our emotions for the most part. Now, a lot of us do. Maybe we probably living in a day and age now to where we show our emotions and stuff. We have to be extremely mad or angry to really actually show our emotions. But a man hold his emotions in. For the most part, he'll hold most of it in, and he ain't gonna, cause he'll be like, "Oh man, forget about that." Cause I done did it before. You know what I mean? As a man, I done did that before. You know, I be like, I be like, "Nah, man, ain't gonna worry about it this time." And then, you know what I mean? I think for the most part, I don't like rejection. I don't. When you get used to being rejected, then you expect it, and you're afraid of being rejected. It's like I'm torn in between two, you know, and I just, you realize I'm in my 40s. You want to live your life. I want to live my life and live the best of my life and just be happy. I want to be happy. I want to walk around and be more outgoing, and that's what I always desire. I always desire is to walk around and be happy and just enjoy life, to its fullest. I like YouTube. I like doing YouTube. It gives me something to do. I can occupy whatever whenever I got something on my mind or something like that. That's why I like it. You can come and you can just get stuff off your chest. You can put something out here in the public to communicate with other people and just talk to people. And like I ain't gonna lie, sometimes like when I think about my life, like I'm 49, I say, where do you want to be at now from 70 to 80? What do you think you'll be at? What do you think you'll be doing? I think what I think I would be doing, and I'm just giving my honest thoughts, I probably would do what I'm doing now. If I'm happy, I get up every day and try to do this. And I think I'll be more like trying to learn, you know what I mean? Like I'm doing now. I guess still trying to do the right thing. Like what I'm doing now. I guess still trying to do this, getting around. You know what I'm saying? getting around and doing the stuff that I do. I'll probably be thinking about wanting to overcome and be better. I also probably will be thinking like, man, I really didn't get to enjoy my youth like I really wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Because you spent most of your life patterning your life a certain way, and you used to pattern your life and doing things. It's like your mind is programmed is to do things one way, and it's like I'm not used to no other way. I would love to, like by me, I think I've been around my parents more than anybody in my family. I think I've been around my mother more than I've been around anybody in the family. It feels now by me not being around a lot of people as much as I should, it kind of I do have confidence, but it's like I guess I don't know how to use it, and I don't know how to, I don't know, interact with the public, certain people, you know what I mean? Like if you was raised around a lot of women and stuff, like me, I feel like maybe I was raised around a lot of women. I feel like I might be wrong. I think I've been around a lot of a lot of women. I think because of slavery and the slave trade, because we know this is a curse that was passed from generation to generation. You have single parents in the household. This is what a lot of the single parent household, it goes back to the stem of slavery, of when they took the fathers out the homes and stuff like that. So that's why I'm not blaming my mother and father for what their forefathers failed in. That's what it's all about. And so when I think about all that, no fault, when you raise, I'm not saying that the parents don't do a good job. They did a good job. They did the best that they could. You know what I mean? They could have done better if it wasn't for slavery. But because of slavery, they didn't have no other choice but to do what they thought was best. You see what I'm saying? They did what they thought was best. You know what I mean? Like, y'all know how our foreparents spanked us and stuff and gave us punishments and stuff. They would put us on our knees, and then they'll whoop us. They'll turn around, take a belt or whatever they could back in that day. And they call it, see, they thought that they was doing their best with what they had. You see what I'm saying? And so that's a lot to where slavery comes, because slavery is where when the slave master would beat the slave owners, the slaves that own slaves, they would beat their slaves. They'll beat their backs in, made them work all out in the sun and the hot sun and stuff and things of that nature. They would take and cut babies out of women's stomach and all that kind of stuff. And they would take their babies and feed them to alligators. Not only would they do that, but they would take and dash their little babies against a stone. You see what I'm saying? They would dash the babies against the stone. They would do all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of things affected us until this time is around, like up until like 2019 and all that kind of stuff. So we was affected by these things. You know what I'm saying? We are affected, and we was affected, and we still are to this day is being affected. And I'm just talking about a variety of different things. I feel like maybe I should show y'all some things that y'all don't really get to see. And I think I should open up and be more honest, and stuff like that. I think I should open up and be more honest and talk to y'all about me as far as, you know, like the way I handle situations. I think that as much as I love my people of color, I also has a war. There's a war that's going on the inside as far as how I get along with my fellow neighbor. When I say my fellow neighbor, I'm talking about the people of color. You know what I mean? Us as a people of color who have been through slavery, and thinking about what our foreparents went through and stuff, and how they had to wash the master's clothes, and they had to do all that. They had to scrub and clean floors, cleaning their houses and stuff like that. And if they didn't do it right, they beat their backs in, and you know, just all kinds of different things. They would literally, you know, they was a lot of the men and the women. Things was done. Things was done against their will. They didn't have no other choice. They didn't have no choice when it came to the slave owner sleeping with them and all that kind of stuff. They didn't have no choice. They had to take that whether they wanted it or not. Our God, our language was stolen from us. You know, things of that nature. All those things were stolen and stripped from us. And we are so used to being in bondage until that's normal to us. For us, it's to cuss each other out. It's normal for another woman. It's to call another woman the B word. It's normal for another brother, another black brother. It's to call another black brother nigger and all that kind of stuff. Using the words in a insulting way. It's normal. And that's why even homosexuality now, that's normal. You see what I'm saying? It's all normal. It's normal now. And that's what the Bible says. Women leave the natural use of the man. And the man, same thing with the man. The man leave the natural use, the natural use of the woman. The natural use of a man is to want to be with a woman and have kids. The natural use of a man is to be attracted to the opposite sex. The natural use of a man is to be attracted to a female. The natural use of a woman is for a woman to want a man, want to have kids with a guy. That's the natural use. But the natural use is turned to be the opposite. Instead of the woman wanting to have children, the man to have children by her and get her with children, the woman have a desire is to want to be with the other woman. She have the Bible says that they have become vile. They have, I'm trying to say that right. They leave the natural use, which is the unnatural use is to have the same, like being in love with a man and a woman in love. It's like you have two women in love with each other. You see what I'm saying? We have a whole lot now that done changed. You see what I'm saying? It's so much done changed. You can't even walk up to another brother and say, how you doing? You can't even speak to a brother. They'll be ready to, like, probably not, because of the curses that we're dealing with, and because of the Europeans, when they came over here and conquered and stole our God and just gave us stuff against our will. Slavery was against our will. It was forced upon us, and they actually did it. You see what I'm saying? So if you walk up to a brother now and say, hey, how you doing? If you say how you doing or whatever, then they're going to look at you as weak and soft, and he'll be ready to fight you. Same thing with a sister. If you say, hello, how you doing, sister, it's going to be a fight, whether you be a man or woman. That's why in the Bible, it says the woman at first used to be tender and delicate, just like the woman was tender and delicate. That means another brother can walk up to another brother. Like I heard somebody say, and I'm going to repeat this here. Another brother there was a time before men became violent and destructive toward each other, that other man used to could walk up to the other man and put his hand on the other man's shoulder and say, how you doing, brother? So and so forth. whatever, what you need, whatever. You walk up to a brother and do that now, and they don't know you. They gonna some of them might pull out a gun, shoot you, kill you, as dead as you gotta die, or either they may take their hand and they probably beat you half to death now. Because see, before we was divided and before we was separated, we was good to each other. You can look this stuff up in history. Before this happened, we wasn't. The woman was when they say the woman was tender and delicate. Read Deuteronomy chapter 28 if y'all don't believe what I'm saying. The woman she was very soft spoken. She wore a dress, all that. The Bible says in Deuteronomy 5:22, a woman should not wear that which pertains to a man, neither shall a man wear a woman's garment that pertains to a woman, another woman. But the woman was tender and delicate, meaning that she was so sweet, she was soft spoken, she was at home, she was doing the cleaning, the house cleaning. But now women are not like you. Can't go out there and find a woman that would be, because the first thing she gonna say is that I'm not cleaning up for no nigga. I'm not cooking and cleaning for no nigga. You know, stuff like that. See, all of these things and we say these things to each other because of slavery have divided us. Notice, I'm not putting our people under the bus, and I will never talk against my people because I don't believe in that Uncle Tom, Coon, Uncle Ruckus stuff. I don't believe in that. I literally cannot stand, and I do not like Uncle Toms and sellouts and coons and all that stuff. I don't like them. I love my people now. I love my people. I love my people so much, but I don't like that Uncle Tom spirit, and I can't stand that. I'm telling you, I literally cannot stand that spirit. I hate that spirit of Uncle Tom, Uncle Ruckus. But the point is, when they say the woman was tender and delicate, I'm gonna show y'all this in the Bible. The woman, meaning that the woman was a woman. She knew her role as a woman. She nurtured her children. She nurtured her man. I mean, her husband, boy, whatever. I'm just gonna say it for the sake of the Bible. She nurtured and made sure that his needs was met. She cooked for him, everything. And the man wasn't trying to get over on the woman, just like the woman nowadays. When you look at a woman and you're trying to get in a relationship with a woman, it's about relationship is about business now. I'm just saying, I don't agree with that, but relationship is about business. It's not really about love. It's about if you have enough income. It's about when you sitting down and when you're trying to apply for food stamps, they ask you all your business, right? So whatever you get, or if you get anything else, you got to report. All of those things are curses that fell upon us as a people of color. They'll tell you got to let us know. You got to come in and you got to do this. You got to report this and let us know if you go back and do this. You got to report this. All this type of stuff that's going on that just done divided the black family. You see what I'm saying? So slavery done divided us. We can't, like I said, we can't even speak to each other no more. You have the sisters is fighting sisters. Women are jumping on, our women of color is jumping on each other, killing and beating and killing each other. You know what I'm saying? Look at the incident where that they had, I think it was three girls a couple of years ago. I think this was back in like 2015. They beat this girl for about 3 hours because one of the girls sat on her hamburger, and they beat this girl for about 3 hours and stuff. See, all these things is showing. It says in Deuteronomy, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom. His eye will be evil toward his brother. Her eye will be evil toward her sister. Her eye will be evil toward her children, toward her son, and toward her children that come out from between her. These are the curses that that fits us in Deuteronomy. So we are very divided because of those things, because we did not follow the commandments of the Most High God. He brought these curses upon us. If you don't believe it, read Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Read Deuteronomy 28 and 15. And if we obey the commandments of the Most High God, and I'm going to take time and I'm going to break all the scripts down. And you read Deuteronomy chapter, he tells you the result, the end results, if you listen to the voice of the God, or hearken to the voice of God. Hearken to the voice of God means listen to him. Don't be hard-headed. If you read Deuteronomy 28 and 1, Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1, it talks about the blessings you will receive, a blessing if you obey and a curse if you disobey. Now you have to ask yourself this question: is a curse a good, like the Hebrew Israelites be talking about? Is the curses a good thing or a bad thing? If you're like-minded, curses is a bad thing. It's not a good thing to be cursed. It's not a good thing for your kids is to go to jail or go into captivity. Because the Bible says that all these curses will come up on us and pursue us and overtake us if we did not listen to the voice of God. He said that because you don't listen to me, I'm going to punish you by sending your enemies against you. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, man. It's really a shame though. But I guess I'm gonna have to go to bed, and I want to come back and talk some more. But I do want to overcome some things. I want to overcome being shy. I want to overcome just overall, you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of time when you talk to people, I do understand you're not going to be successful in every relationship or every person that you come in contact with. It's just the way it is. I understand that myself, and it bothers me at times. I say, well, but it's nothing that I can do about it because you know what I'm saying? It's like you trying to catch fish. If you throw your rod out there, it ain't no guarantee you're going to bring in a good fish. You ain't going to bring in no fish. A lot of times you're going to lose. Just like people that play football. You win some, you lose some. And I think a friend of mine was telling me this a couple of years ago. A friend of mine, come to think of it, he was telling me, you win some, you lose some. Every relationship is not going to be what you call that? I want to call it every relationship, and I'm not saying I want that. It's not going to be a bingo. It's not going to be a trophy. Sometimes you're going to fail. Sometimes you're going to fail. Sometimes you're going to make a touchdown, and sometimes you ain't going to make a touchdown. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you're going to make a touchdown. Sometimes you ain't going to make a touchdown. And a lot of us done lived the life, and we all done failed in that way. It doesn't happen. Everybody that's living up on this planet done experience that. Sometimes you're going to make a touchdown. Sometimes you ain't going to make a touchdown. Sometimes you will make a touchdown. Sometimes you're going to fail, which means you ain't going to always make it to that finish line and make a good touchdown. That's what they call you win some, you lose some. You win some, you lose. And you know, I always wonder, why is that? Is that the way it's supposed to be? When they say you win some, you lose some. I guess the purpose of it is to teach you. That's really something. Like you have some people that are mean people. You have some people that are not mean people. And sometimes I used to ask myself before I came involved into doing heavier research about the Bible. Actually, the Hebrew Israelites encouraged me to do that. And I asked myself this question before I even come in contact with the Hebrew Israelites. I used to say, I don't think it's meant for everybody to be saved. And the person said, it's not. Because everybody is not the same. If you look at people on this planet, people are not the same. It's not meant for you is to be like me. And it's not meant for me to look like and be like you. It is not meant for me to think exactly just like the way you think. It's not meant for me to think exactly the same way that you think. And that is something, you know what I mean? Like everybody is not on the same page when it comes to like the way you think. All our thinking are different. Just like I can't speak for every man. You see what I'm saying? I can sit up here all day and say, yeah, I've been rejected, you know what I mean, by a woman or whatever. But I can't speak that way for every man because every man is different. You got some men that don't even like approaching women, where you got a lot of men that like to approach women. You see what I'm saying? Like for me, I don't have no problem approaching women, but I guess I'm not gonna I'm not gonna waste my time and put myself in a condition or in a position, excuse me, a position to where I'm gonna be clowned or I'm gonna be made of you know, it's not that I'm not saying it for selfish reason. I'm just saying everybody that a man approach, every woman is not gonna have your best interest at heart. Just like every man is not gonna have your best interest at heart. They just not. Some will, some won't. You win some, you lose some. Sometimes you'll lose, sometimes you'll win. And I think that's just the way it is. I think it's no other way for me to explain that. But you just win some, you lose some. And some people will tell you sometimes it's just about us living in this cursed world and the way it's just the way life is. You see what I'm saying? They'll say it like that. And then sometimes I still have a question, well, why? Yeah. I hope this be a good video, man. Yeah, man. So you win some, you lose some. You know, you win some, and it's just the way it is. Sometimes you may wake up one day and things don't even like I may wake up sometime and things may not go the way I want. I may be disappointed. Then I may wake up another day and things be better than that day. You win some, you lose some. It goes back to that. And here's what I ask myself a question, y'all. Uh, the people that you can win, was it really meant for you to win with those exact people? I think it is. I think it's just meant for some people for you to be with. I don't think, like, even though people may say, I'm attracted to that person. I'm attracted to that person. Oh, you may find people say, I found my soulmate. A lot of people say that. I can't, you know what I mean? And you say, oh, I found my soulmate or whatever. But do you think that it's just not meant for some people everybody to be with? It's just meant for some people just not to be together, but it's just meant for some people just to be together. I think that's literally how the Most High set it up. I think that everybody ain't meant for certain people just ain't meant for each other. But you have matches of people that is just meant to be together. It was just destined for them to be together. Let me see if I can break it down this way. Like I came out of one woman's womb. It wasn't meant for me to come out of another woman's womb. Because if somebody were trying to say, well, that's your mother and your father, it wouldn't match. Why? Because I didn't come out their womb. So therefore, we're gonna have two different combinations. We're not gonna be the same. So the people that you can connect with, it was meant for you to be with that person. And that's the only thing that's the best way I can actually explain it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead on and I'm gonna close this video down, and I'm gonna go to bed, and I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace and love to my people of color, and keep our Google accounts up. We don't need our stuff taken down, all because we speaking out and stuff like that. That we ain't had a voice in 50 years ago. We didn't have no voice. 15 years ago, we didn't have a voice. We couldn't speak out. The only people that was allowed to have a voice were the news people. Yeah. The news people were allowed to have a voice, not us. Yeah. So I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna talk some more about this stuff tomorrow. But I'm gonna say peace and love to my people of color, and I'll see y'all later on tonight. I mean, later on today sometime. Peace and love. I'm out.